What's up, everyone? We're back with our DFS picks for this NFL slate, and we're locking in choices based on matchup data, roles, prices, and news that actually moves the needle. Let's start with quarterback. We're building around Josh Allen at 7,700 with a dash rank of 100. He draws Cincinnati, who have the absolute worst defense overall by opponent rank at 32, and he's projected for 22 points. We love the floor-ceiling combo because of his rushing equity, and that's backed by news. He just set the NFL's all-time regular season record for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback with 76, per multiple reports, which reinforces the dual-threat touchdown profile we want in DFS. Yes, there were recent hiccups with sacks and picks, and even league discipline stories around the offense after Week 12. But those are context for volatility, not reasons to fade in a get-right spot. With ownership currently showing around 0%, we'll gladly leverage that in tournaments. His fantasy points per game sit at 24, with a recent run of 18, 10, and 48, so the ceiling is intact, and the matchup elevates the median. For a value quarterback, we'll take shots on Tyler Show at 4,600 with a dash rank of 100. He faces Tampa Bay, who have one of the worst defenses overall with an opponent rank of 26, and he's projected for 11. The Saints named the rookie QB1 after their rough start, per recent reports. So we should expect variance. Because he hasn't started at least 3 games, those projections are less reliable, but that uncertainty is exactly what we want in a punt QB with paths to volume. He was at 19, 10, and 19 fantasy points in his last 3, and if he gets a short field or a broken play, he can pay off this salary. Ownership is currently near 0, which makes him a viable salary saver in stacks with Chris Olave. Running back is headlined by Devon Chain at 8,800 with a dash rank of 100. He draws the Jets, who have one of the worst defenses overall at an opponent rank of 24, and he's projected for 17 with a 22 fantasy points per game average and recent scores of 22, 25, and 44. There was notable deadline trade interest in Kane, per reports, which echoes what we see on film and in the box scores. Explosive touch efficiency with breakaway upside. His touch count trends are strong enough for ceiling even on modest volume, and we like that his role in the pass game can buoy him if game script swings. Ownership showing near 0 is appealing leverage on a high upside profile. We also like James Cook in the flex at 7,800 with a dash rank of 100, facing Cincinnati, who have the absolute worst defense overall at 32, with a projection of 14 and a 21 fantasy points per game average. He's posted 23, 25, and 20 in his last 3. Multiple pieces have highlighted his ascension, including features calling him one of the best running backs in the NFL this season. Cook's receiving profile and red zone involvement give us access to both yardage and touchdown paths, and pairing him with Allen captures a large share of Buffalo's scoring equity. Ownership is currently showing around 0, making the Allen-Cook correlation particularly attractive in tournaments. If we need value depth, Ty Johnson at 4,300 and Ray Davis at 4,100 are dart throws tied to that same Buffalo offense versus the absolute worst defense overall. Johnson has shown intermittent usage with 6, 8, and 15-point games in his log, and has at least been involved enough to draw league attention in recent fines coverage, which signals he's on the field in key moments. Davis is a change of pace back with recent 6 and 6-point outputs. He's a thin punt, but viable in deep GPP pools if you're betting on a blowout script. At wide receiver, we like Chris Olave at 6,500 with a dash rank of 97 against Tampa Bay, who have one of the worst defenses overall at an opponent rank of 26, and he's projected for 11 with a 15 fantasy points per game average. He's posted 15, 16, and 24 recently. We also have a news catalyst. The Seahawks agreed to a trade for Rashid Shaheed, per Ian Rappaport reports, and Olave publicly reacted to it. Consolidated targets are our friend in DFS, and this move can concentrate valuable, intermediate, and deep looks for Olav with the rookie QB under center. Ownership currently near zero makes him a strong pairing with Shu or a one-off. As a salary saver, we like Dontavian Wicks at 3,900 with a dash rank of 73 versus Chicago, who have one of the worst defenses overall at an opponent rank of 25, projected for 6. He just flashed a 28-point game, and we want to ride the ceiling potential in a soft matchup at minimal cost and almost no ownership. Green Bay's passing game has trended upward with Jordan Love's recent form, which increases Wick's spike week odds without breaking your budget. Tight end starts with TJ Hawkinson at 3,300, with a dash rank of 96 against Washington, who have one of the worst defenses overall at an opponent rank of 30, and he's projected for 10 with an 8 fantasy points per game average. He's logged 12, 6, and 7 recently, and he was inches from a bigger day, with a controversial overturned touchdown against the Eagles, per multiple reports. Add in national recognition of Minnesota's pass-catching group being ranked top 6 by PFF heading into 2025, and the usage ecosystem remains strong. The price is friendly for his target share, and ownership at or near zero gives us leverage at a thin position. If you need a pure punt, Hunter Long at 2,500 is simply a salary unlock. He faces Indianapolis, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall at an opponent rank of 19. He's projected for 1, with a fantasy point log of 0, 0, 0. This is not a floor play, but in lineup builds where you're paying up elsewhere, he's a viable placeholder who gets you to premium stacks. Defense is straightforward. We like the Broncos at 3,900 with a dash rank of 100 playing Las Vegas, who have one of the worst defenses overall at an opponent rank of 30. The salary is a bit elevated, but we can still get there in balanced builds, and projected points sit at 8 with minimal ownership showing. If you need a punt D, the Jets at 2,500 face Miami, who have one of the worst defenses overall at an opponent rank of 25. This is strictly a price-based tournament flyer, where you're betting on variance and short fields rather than a clean matchup. To recap the why, we're prioritizing Josh Allen's dual-threat touchdown profile in a matchup with the absolute worst defense overall as documented in recent news about his rushing record, correlating with James Cook's versatile role and strong recent form. We're buying Chris Olave's target consolidation after the Rashid Shaheed trade and leveraging his soft matchup. We're investing in Devon Chain's elite explosiveness and trade interest-backed market confidence against one of the worst defenses overall. And we're keeping salary fluid with Tyler Show, Dontavian Wicks, and a TE punt when needed, all while using low ownership percentages to our advantage.